And with this decision, we're going to bring in our retail expert, Bruce Winder. And Bruce, have you stopped shaking your head at them yet?
I have. I'm pretty happy to hear that Loblaw has changed their policy. They really shouldn't have done this in the first place, but I think it might be a bit of a turning tide for Loblaw. I think they're realizing now that they probably have more than an economic interest in Canada, that Canadians see them almost in a paternal way, not unlike our government, and that they have a responsibility here beyond just making money.
Take us through what would the decision process be like for this saying, hey, we want to reduce it to 30% only? Where did that come from? Who would have thought that's a good idea?
Yeah, it's a good question. I don't really know for sure, but probably someone within the company said, "Hey, you know what? There's a competitive opportunity here. We've noticed that Metro is 30% off on their, last sale items, and we're kind of leaving money on the table by not doing the same." So, and this is common, right? When you're in a company, everyone is paid to try to find either cost savings or revenue growth or profit growth opportunity. But somehow along there, maybe the process didn't include, stakeholder management issues or doing a really good stakeholder review of the impact this would have on the public and on the government. So not sure where that went wrong, but obviously I think there's an opportunity to improve their process.
I would probably not disagree with that because that fell through the cracks. Somewhere along the line, you would have thought somebody said, you know what, we're going to get really negative publicity out of this.
Yeah, that's normally what companies do is, someone stops it and says, well, okay, that's a great idea, but hey, what about this? What about the consequences to vulnerable people? How's this going to play in the media? What's going to happen with regulators? So, for some reason, this just kind of slipped through the cracks. But normally companies consider these issues as part of their stakeholder management approach.
And with this, the grocers, of course, have seen huge profits last year. They saw some big ones. Are they doing enough to help out Canadians struggling? Is there other things they could do, or is it really that tight a market for them as well?
Well, it's a bit of a complex discussion here because, it is a very low margin industry. And in fairness to the grocers, they have felt a lot of increases from their suppliers. And they're kind of like the goalie. When the goal goes in,
Hmm.
they get blamed, but the forwards didn't back check. Those are like the suppliers. So, ultimately, can they do more? They can always do more. But it's also up to governments. Governments are really the regulators here. They're the ones who sort of set the playing rules here. And governments really have the primary responsibility to take care of its citizenry. Having said that, bigger companies, as I mentioned now, they're being asked to sort of take on that paternal or maternal a role in society now of not just focusing on profits, but also the planet and society.
And let's talk about that now. An NDP MP is calling for an investigation into anti-competitive practices. Is that something that might make a difference here?
Not really. I don't think so. I mean, I think it was, an interesting discussion. But when you look at price matching, that happens all the time. It's not price fixing; it's price matching. So if you're a competitor and you see someone else has a different sale than you have the freedom to match that. As long as you didn't phone them and discuss it ahead of time, that's price fixing. But if you see something in the market as a retailer and adjust to it, there's nothing illegal about that.
And we're seeing more Canadians turning to discount grocery stores. Are the deals still there, or are they gradually going to disappear as more people use it?
Yeah, no, there's still some deals there, but I mean, even the sticker price, even on the discount grocers, if you go into the Food Basics of the world or the No Frills or the Freshco, you're still paying a lot more than you did 5 years ago. But you're going to pay less than you would if you went to their full line grocers like the Sobeys and the Loblaw and the Metro. So people are doing what they can. Some people, as we've talked about, are buying a product that is just about to expire. And that's how some people have been able to kind of keep the lights on during this tough time.
Okay, Bruce, thank you for joining us today. I always appreciate your insight.
Thanks, Roger. Have a great day.
You too. Bruce Winder is our retail expert.